So for my interview today, I have Rob with me. He's was in my field from what I'm in now, so I'm gonna ask him a couple questions. We'll just get right into it. So what exactly was your career field in the Army?
I was a 25 Bravo to IT specialist. I worked
Okay.
IT.
Okay. And so how long did you actually work in the? You said not. How long did you actually were you in the Army before you actually got in the IT field?
Whenever you get in the Army, you have your initial basic training, which
Okay.
is 10 weeks long.
Mhm.
And then from that, you go into what is called AIT. It's Advanced Individual Training. That's where you actually learn your trade. I was in AIT for 24 and a half weeks, give or take.
Mhm.
And then it was from there, it went straight into actually hands-on working.
Cool. So how long were you actually, in overall, how long were you enlisted in the actual Army?
My official time in was 4 years and 9 months, give or take.
Now
It was
what?
like about a week off.
Oh, okay. On like a daily basis, what was your activities? Like what from start to finish? Like when you woke up, what did you do throughout your day? I know it's a long question, but
Yeah, no, it just varies because I was stationed in many different places.
like what were a couple, for example?
Okay, well, I started off in Korea. So I was in Korea. My daily routine in Korea was you get up really early, you PT, which is workout, physical training.
Yeah.
Then from there, you go to your work call, and then you start doing your work. And Korea is a little bit different. What I did there was I would go out to the field and set up equipment, and that would provide services to other people.
Mhm.
So, be it voice over IP or data on both non-secure and secure lines, we'd just go out there. We'd have cases that we would go out, we'd program, build them up, and set up a network from that.
Now, I don't mean to interrupt you, but did you work individually or were you in groups?
For the majority of the time that I was there, I was in charge of a group, actually. I was a team leader. Most of the time, our equipment came with, it was three separate pieces. There was the command post node, which is what I worked on, CPN. And I would have two other 25 Bravos that would be there to help program and make sure that everything ran smoothly. Then we had two different devices that were used to actually send the signal out, be it satellite or line of sight or anything like that. And we'd have two technicians for that, and then two what we called cable dogs. They were the guys that actually pulled the cable and
Did all the
everything
physical
outside.
way, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do the physical stuff.
Okay. So when did you actually figure out that the Army is what you wanted to do?
So that's a little bit funny because I just kind of figured it out on a whim. My recruiter was my friend. I'd known him for a while. He put a couple of my friends through. And one day I was just bored and started talking to him. And I like traveling. I traveled a lot even before I was in the military. And I knew I wanted to work with computers, so it just kind of became an easy choice at that point.
Got you. Now, whenever you went into the actual military, did you have the plan of being on the IT side of things?
Yeah, whenever you first go into your recruitment, you actually have to take a test. It's called ASVAB, and it will place you. It'll tell you what jobs you're available for, and I did very well on my ASVAB, and I could choose from any job in the military, and I chose IT just because of the possibilities of doing something with that outside of the military.
Okay, that's cool. Now, this is more of a personal opinion, I guess. Out of all the jobs you were given while you were enlisted, were there certain ones that you remember specifically that you got recognition for? Or was there certain jobs that maybe a higher leader had given you, specifically you, and he wanted you to do it? Or
yes, on both of those, and a couple for both of those.
can you just give one for an example or something?
Yeah, well, my time in Afghanistan, I was actually selected out of a company of people, which is, I can't even think how much a company is right now.
Really?
Honestly, yeah. So yeah, each it's comprised of smaller components.
Right.
But I was hand selected with 2 other people, and one of those being a chief warrant officer, which is like experts in the field. And I was at a what they call an RNOSC, or it's like a regional command center. And I was in charge of all communication in the greater Kabul area. It's the highest concentration of generals in Afghanistan. So I was in charge of all their internet, all their phones, everything. I had to make sure that they were always going. And it was a blast. And I got special recognition when I was done. I also got special recognition while I was there for a couple missions that I had to do that were off FOB, like away from where I was staying.
Where you were actually, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was probably the most work that I had done in the military. It was the entire time I was in Afghanistan.
Cool. Now, not even the Army itself, just the location where you were at, what you were doing, would you go back and do it again? Did you enjoy it, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's just like any other job. You hate some things, like waking up at 4:30 in the morning to go run. But I have met people through it that I love, and they're just great people, like family. The job, I loved doing my job, especially in Afghanistan. I loved being out in the field. I actually loved being deployed. I would still be in the military if I hadn't hurt my back. So yeah, I would go back and do it again. It was a huge part of my life. So I would go back, and I'd probably do a couple things differently that didn't cause me to hurt my back.
Right.
But
now,
yeah.
I know this is a personal question, but could you go through and explain what exactly happened with your back? And on top of that, was it your call to not be in the Army anymore, or did they tell you that you weren't allowed?
Okay, so I was actually up for my second reenlistment. And this reenlistment was going to be a big one. My first contract was for 3 years. My second contract was for 2 years, and it happened to overlap. My second contract was just so that I can get into a different job field. I was actually going to be programming and piloting the drones that they use. I hurt my back shortly after that, and it was during the first time I hurt my back was during an exercise, and after that I actually held off re-enlisting. I was better, but I held off so that I could deploy. And during deployment, a couple things happened that caused me to re-injure my back. My choice was to stay in, but recently the military and all has been cutting back, so it was basically anyone that couldn't pass certain physicals could not re-enlist, so that's where I got barred.
Gotcha.
So I got an honorable discharge by fulfilling my contract, but I was not able to stay in any longer.
And unfortunately now you're stuck at GameStop with me.
Yes. Well, you said unfortunately.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable job. It really is. It's fun. But that's basically all the questions. I'd like to thank you for coming and helping me with this.
No problem.
And that's basically it.